Hello? All right, good afternoon. Thank you everyone for being here on this very exciting and cold afternoon in Las Cruces. We are here to celebrate the groundbreaking of the Amador Crossing project. And with that, I would like to introduce to you the Las Cruces Mayor, Eric Enriquez.
Thank you, Mandy. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for being here this afternoon. This is truly an exceptional day. It's a great day for us here in the city of Las Cruces. We're honored to have you all here as our guests to be here and recognize this great day. This is truly, as the city of Las Cruces, we have the theme, Adelante con Cariño. This is truly a Cariño moment. So thank you all for being here and joining us with that. As the city of Las Cruces has so much care and compassion, and it's evident today with everything that's taken place, I just want to ask you all if you'd please join me, please, in a moment of silence for our neighboring states, for California with the emergency crisis, the wildfires that they're going through, so that we can send them some heartfelt thoughts or prayers to them at this time. Thank you all. Thank you. So in an environment of higher rents, less housing supply, the city is rising to the challenge to meet an essential need. The 2024 point in time counts approximately 281 people are experiencing unsheltered homelessness in Las Cruces. Amador Crossing will provide not only stable housing, but also comprehensive on-site supportive services, including case management, healthcare access, mental health services, substance use treatment, job training, and more. These services are essential for helping residents achieve long-term stability, improving their quality of life, and transitioning out of homelessness. This will be truly a collaborative project with funding coming from multiple services in addition to the city funding. We have also received $1.5 million from the New Mexico MFA Housing Initiative Grant. Innovation Grant. Multiple legislators have allocated funding to this project, and I would like to recognize Joanne Ferrari, Jeff Steinborn, Carrie Hamlin, and Angelica Rubio, who each allocated several $100,000 to this project. I'd also like to, give it up for them. Also would like a big thanks to Micaela, Lara, Cadena, who supported Amador Crossing with almost $1.3 million. Thank you. Finally, I would like to recognize and thank our governor, Lujan Grisham, who has supported this project and allocated $3 million to make it happen. Thank you, Governor. While we are excited to be here at this groundbreaking ceremony and bringing this project to life, we are still needing the final gap funding to complete this project, and we hope that our New Mexico legislators will consider taking this project across the finish line in this coming legislation session. So with that, it is my pleasure and honor to once again thank the governor for her support, welcome her to our city of Las Cruces, and to introduce her today as she says a few words. Our governor, Lujan Grisham.
The memo about the smaller lectern or podium. But good afternoon, everyone. I had an hour's worth of remarks prepared, but given that it's a little chilly, although I might have called the Mayor Pro-Tem a wussy. So I'm just going to take my coat off. And if anyone needs a coat, I'm wearing a lovely wool suit. I'm not that tough, but us norteños, we know how to roll in the snow. But we need some of these cooler temperatures. We need the moisture, and you're here. And while I tease a little, the commitment that everybody has in this moment to make sure that what we're really doing is a series of at least three things. One, we're committing resources to get things built. Those things primarily are housing, recognizing that we've skirted in this country affordable housing, rental, public housing, HUD housing / public housing, state housing, transitional housing, permanent housing, behavioral health housing, and when we do that, and we need to still be clear, it's complicated and we need to do much more. The truth is, we let escalated prices in this country, we didn't build enough properties, and we stopped thinking about the people who need housing in a multitude of ways. Whether you're talking about veterans, you're talking about disabled adults, seniors, children, women and children families, and a growing number of folks that find housing challenges to be between them and any quality of life. Now, what Las Cruces did, which is phenomenal, and I'll get to the other two, is they stopped worrying, that's my word, and maybe even arguing or debating about what comes first and what you do about any number of those things. They just decided we're going to get out of our own way, and often, sometimes, I'll pick on another, the federal government's way, because they make it really hard. And we've got resources that belong to all of us that we can commit right now to start to create opportunities for everyone in this community and shared responsibility to start to get these projects done. The second thing is that when we follow, not that we disregard productive, high-quality safeguards for housing and cost and escalation and making sure people can stay there and we have permanent residences, cities and counties have really tough zoning and permitting requirements. This is a problem all across the country. And I live, and thank you, in a beautiful place in a community that has some of the strictest, most difficult building and permitting codes in the country. It takes 5 years to just get a review about something you might build. And so many projects have come to Santa Fe and developers for any number of kind of housing opportunities, and they've left. City of Las Cruces and the county, their partners, disregard that. And I've actually made it a challenge for all of the communities. But before I did that, this community stepped up and stepped forward and said, we're not going to operate that way at all. We're going to figure out simple, smart solutions that create strategies that we can launch immediately. And frankly, I want you to give a round of applause to all of your policymakers in every context, because they're the only ones to date who have really done that in this productive, masterful way. And three, they put their resources where their efforts are. So to all the legislators who shared 2.9 plus, actually, I don't know why we're doing that. I did 3, they did 3. Frankly, it's all your money, and I could be here for far too long trying to explain how that system works, but it doesn't always come together with the same priorities. It did here. It does here often. So I'm going to end with this. These comprehensive set of services in this complex campus, this effort to really do a multitude of productive things that lift everyone up and provide hope and compassion, dignity, but opportunity. That's not missing here. I want to end with this. Let's come back over and over and over again for groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings as we move through, and let's really create the kind of recognition that communities can, in fact, get it done. And if you give them a little teeny bit, they'll do the rest. And I'm so honored to be able to demonstrate that you all are amazing, and congratulations. I'm excited to see what you do next, and I'm committed to getting you the rest of the resources for this and other projects that you need. So let's get it all done. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Next, I'd like to introduce Representative Micaela Lara Cadena, who has allocated over $1 million to this project. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Micaela Lara Cadena, and I'm honored to be a state representative here out of the Valley. I don't have any remarks prepared today, but it means a lot to be here. I appreciated the governor's shout-outs and celebration to what it takes to pull a project like this off, and it's pretty rare when you look around the state. You all know more than most that we failed too many and we failed too often. Our families deserve better, and there's not Band-Aid fixes that are gonna improve lives one day to the next. But our people, our communities, we live in intersectional identities. I just got off a 4-hour meeting trying to figure out how we modernize taxing alcohol in New Mexico. And somebody might wag a finger and say, well, alcohol's the problem, and if we put on these massive tax increases, we'll somehow change people's lives, we'll change their behavior, we'll change their addiction. And we know that's not true. But we also know alcohol might be used, as it often is, as a Band-Aid, as self-medication, as trying to erase everything else you've known and experienced, your traumas, your poverty, your cycles of incarceration and violence. And we do have to show up in all the ways we can to make sure our young people, our families, our communities have resources so that they can thrive. Not just survive, but they can thrive. They can be trusted to make their own decisions about their bodies and lives, but be held in compassion and care. But I had to say, as I told them, no, I really gotta go. I'm supposed to be somewhere. I had to say, we can't blame it all on alcohol. There's no place we can point our fingers and blame something in New Mexico to say, here's our fix. But I am so proud to share in this moment. $6 million comes together because we have trust in you. We have trust in Nicole Martinez. We have trust in the leadership across this campus. There's Lorenzo. Who else is over here from this campus that I can't see without my glasses? Michelle, so many of you all, right? Raise your hands. You all show up every day, rain, cold, shine, snow, because you know New Mexicans deserve better. So we pull money like this together, and so succinctly, because we know that when we turn back at home, we can trust the folks on the ground who knows these issues best. But specifically, why I've been so drawn to Community of Hope is because nobody there is making assumptions about somebody else's struggle. Nobody over here is trying to save anybody or fix anybody. You all have demonstrated time and again that at Community of Hope, you're going to trust people to speak for themselves, to name their own truths, to shape their own narratives, to tell their own stories about who they are and where they came from and what they need. So I put money behind a project like this. Again, it's not a handout, it's not a Band-Aid, it's not a fix. Because in this community, people are respected enough, treated with dignity, in systems of community governments to say, here's where we are and here's what we need. And once in a while as policymakers, we can get it right and put money in that direction. I'll wrap by saying, different than the governor, I am from the South and I am cold today. Clearly. And what that means is I still get into my car with the heater and a home that's comfortable, and often, and ironically, it's the winters I spend in Santa Fe that I think, like, how can anyone survive this? Like, there are people out on the streets tonight. How can they survive this? And I even got a little bit petty about a city email I saw this week that showed the shelter-in-place sites that close at 5, as if somehow the temperatures go up after that. But at least we're taking a step in the right direction. We're treating people as they deserve to be seen in their dignity. We're acting with respect, and we're sending money where we know it's going to count. So thank you all for the lift you carry every single day. I'm honored to be part of a project like this and can't wait to see what you all pull off. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. And now I'd like to introduce Mayor Pro-Tem Johana Bencomo.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, and honestly, welcome to District 4, the heart of District 4, in my opinion. Yes, while I absolutely hate this weather, I do not hide it either. I actually find myself really grateful that it is cold today. On the groundbreaking of Amador Crossings. I hope that this weather can help ground us in the sober reality of why we're here today, and to help ground us in the why behind the vision for Amador Crossings. Because while we spend our time debating and disagreeing on policies that directly impact unhoused and poor folks, those same poor folks have to live through these elements not just for 1 hour, but every hour of every day until they're blessed with enough luck to find shelter or housing. And ultimately, folks experiencing homelessness are not responsible for solving our lack of housing options problem. That problem belongs to us as policymakers. I'm really proud that the city of Las Cruces is committed to that very task. And I could not be more grateful that we have a governor and colleagues in the state legislature who are just as committed to solving this need. I won't name everyone as Mayor already has, but I do want to I have the honor to thank everyone who has individually appropriated funds to Amador Crossings. But before I get to that list, I actually really wanted to thank, once again, the folks here at Community of Hope. You do magic here, honestly, what feels like magic often. And we owe you a mountain of gratitude and never a mountain of doubt. So thank you so much for all you do here at Community of Hope. I also want to thank and acknowledge the staff at our housing department. I seriously don't know where the city of Las Cruces would be without you. I sometimes have meetings with colleagues from Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Taos, and I always say, do not poach Natalie Green. I swear if someone steals her, I will be very upset. But each legislator that the mayor already named, we really are so grateful to you all. The governor, of course, Senator Hamlin, Steinborn, Representative Lara, Cadena, Rubio, and Ferrari, and of course our very own Chairman Small for his work on Appropriations Committee. And yet, even with an additional $4 million commitment from the city of Las Cruces and a $1.5 million MFA grant, we are still short about $4 million to fully fund construction, furniture, roadway improvements, energy efficient appliances, and solar. So while we have you here, before you go to even chillier Santa Fe, we do want to ask that you continue to help us to secure the resources needed to finish this incredible project. A little bit about the project. The total development cost is just over $15 million for a 50-unit affordable housing facility designed to meet the needs of those experiencing homelessness or those at risk for homelessness. With the facility being housed right here on the campus, essential wraparound services will easily be available to all those residents. This supportive housing, community-based model is a nationally recognized best practice and exactly the kind of project we should be investing in. And I'll leave you all with this so we can get to the farm part, or honestly the movement part, because I cannot feel my hands. Last year, I read a great book called Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond, and I highly recommend it. In it, he writes, "Poverty is the feeling that your government is against you, not for you, that your country is designed to serve other people, and that you are fated to be managed and processed, to be roughed up and handcuffed. Poverty isn't simply the condition of not having enough money, it's the condition of not having enough choice and being taken advantage because of it. When we ignore the role exploitation plays in trapping people in poverty, we end up designing policy that is weak at best and ineffective at worst. And in New Mexico, I know that we actually are in the business of empowering and uplifting our neighbors, and Amador Crossings is a shining example of that. Thank you so much."
All right. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And so, as she mentioned, we are going to get to the fun part. So what I'm going to do is invite our speakers, as well as some of those who have worked on the project, to come over to the shovels. And then I will walk you through a photo op and then thank everyone. So while we get lined up, come over here. I would also like to give a shout out and say that this has been a truly collaborative project, and some of the other groups that we've worked with that have helped make this happen are Spartan Construction, Johnson, Miramuran and Thompson Incorporated, Project Moxie, Johnson Basford Consulting, and the Mesilla Valley Public Housing Authority. All right. All right, so those of you that are going to be part of the groundbreaking, what we'll have you do is grab the shovel. You're going to put some dirt on it and lift it up so that we can take a photo, and then I'll count you down to actually flip the shovels and get the project started. I will. All right. So we've all got our shovels, we've got some dirt, and we're going to smile for all the cameras. And then we're going to break this ground in 3, 2, 1. Yay! Thank you. And thank you all for being here with us again today for this very exciting project.